or any digital goods, there is a place you can sell them in less than 1 minute. Watch. Go to g2a.com. Click Start Selling. Fast login. Go to My Account and click on Selling tab. Sell new item. Enter name, code, set a price. And done. G2A.com Digital Marketplace. Global selling simplified.
All right, welcome everyone to the Starladder Hearthstone kickoff season playoffs. This is a third day with me again, Lothar, casting this. We have casted 2 really sick days. Today we're going to be going through the first matches of the losers bracket. Amaz and StrifeCro will be playing today, and I forget who else there was. There's Thais versus and Colento, right?
Yeah.
No, Colento's going to be playing versus Life Coach.
Sorry.
So Thais versus
Thais
Orange.
Versus Orange. Yeah,
Right.
Thais versus Orange, and I bet that Orange will like to take a revenge for his team for the yesterday's defeat in Archon Team League. So I bet Orange will be thirsty for Theis's blood, and we'll see how Thais will respond to that.
Yeah, I mean it was a 6-5. You told me it was really close. So ultimately, I mean it's like when you get a win like this, it feels good. You know, you fought your way to it. So definitely a great win for Nihilum there. Now I'm curious to see if Thais is going to bring a slightly different lineup than we saw him bring yesterday when he played against Colento.
He uses the same one, right? So they can't change the decks right now after the group stage. They were only allowed to do that after the group stage. So in the winners and losers bracket, they use the same ones.
So they've got perfect information. Is basically what you're telling me. Like, past this point, if they've scouted their opponents, they've got exact information as to what they're going to be facing off against, which means, I guess, it really allows you to strategize around what cards to play. I mean, maybe if somebody's running a Harrison Jones, if you're running a weapon class in your lineup, it's very important to have that info. And there's a lot of players in this tournament so far that we've seen playing Harrison Jones, the tech card with all the Grim Patrons, and even Rogue coming back. Mid-range Hunter, obviously, but it's a tech card you see everywhere. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, I would like to say that Harrison Jones might be the most powerful tech card right now in the metagame. Not even Big Game Hunter has such a big effect.
Right, because you've got, Handlock is a good thing, but then again, BGH doesn't guarantee the win against it, and I think the only deck that really had, the sick anti-Handlock was Malagos Warlock playing double BGH. Pretty much everyone else, Druid still run BGH, as a matter of fact. Some rogue lists do run it as well, not every single one of them. But there's really, because, they're weak to Ragnaros, and Ragnaros is coming back. They're weak to Dr. Boom, and Dr. Boom is always there. But a lot of people are more worried about Grim Patron, which doesn't have any BGH targets. So Harrison Jones, as a result, becomes even more potent.
The
Frothing Berserker, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're right.
That's what I wanted to say. But also a good point is the fact that some people, when they are playing against Patron, they are not even playing Dr. Boom, because sometimes it guarantees your opponent a potent turn to kill you. So playing the Big Game Hunter is somewhat again, it's not the best what you usually see when you play that card and see the outcome of it. Yeah. So definitely a change of heart in the cards, if I might say so.
Yeah.
So
you can say it, Lothar. It's fine.
We are seeing now the brackets now, the performances of yesterday and before that. So Lost versus Amaz 3-0, Firebird versus StrifeCro 3-1, Life Coach versus Orange 3-1, and Colento versus Thais 3-2. And as you can see, the matches, only one was super close. The other ones were kind of always one-sided, right? From what I remember.
Yeah, Thais was super crazy because it actually went 2-0 for Colento, and then Thais equalized, and then the very last game came down to very small, I think it was like one off lethal or very close to sealing the game at the end there. So it was really a lot of the Colento and Thais matchups were back and forth. Lost Stuff versus Amaz was almost a blowout. Lost Stuff did get some pretty sick draws, admittedly, though. It was just insane. But he beat 6-0, 3-0, and Amaz 3-0. So if he goes up against Firebat in the next round, and it's possible he will. I mean, we'll see Firebat's game in the next day that we cast. Lost Stuff, if he wins today, I mean, not
No,
today, but
Lost
tomorrow
was
versus Firebat
yeah.
is going to just wreck Archon entirely. And now Amaz still has a chance, to face off against StrifeCro, climb back from the losers bracket. StrifeCro as well
Mm-hmm.
has that chance.
Mm-hmm.
But again, they're starting from the very bottom of it, right? Like
Yeah,
if
that's like
Firebat,
the worst position to
right,
be in. Yeah, definitely.
you're gonna have to climb through, I think, 3 to 4 more wins to maybe get into the grand finals, and that's a really long walk. Basically, for those players to get there, they're gonna have to not only play well but get lucky. And since the opponents know their decks, they can't really capitalize on the surprise factor.
Mm-hmm. Not anymore. That's all out in from out of the woods. So they have to take care of the RNG more than about the surprise factor, as you said. And yeah, that's basically it. That's what we will be seeing today. And we have StrifeCro and Amaz already on screen preparing for the next matches. And as you can see, there's a for StrifeCro Mage, Rogue, and Hunter. For Amaz, Druid, Mage, and Warlock. So if I recall correctly, Amaz was playing a
Tempo Mage, yeah.
Tempo Mage, right? Yeah, that was a Tempo Mage with Flame Wakers and basically the usual stuff. Like
Right,
Arcane
nothing.
Missiles and yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary. And now we see StrifeCro playing his mid-range Hunter up against Tempo Mage. That's a matchup that can go either way, but if the Mage gets a good start, it can catch up. But that, like, his StrifeCro is really picking up a sick hand here. Like, that's an
Definitely.
amazing hand here. Like, the Freezing Trap is going to be able to deny the tempo, speaking of that, from Amaz's Tempo Mage.
And Amaz can't even play a minion in turn 2. We'll be seeing the hand of Amaz in a few seconds.
Wow.
Some spectator bugs. Whoa, that hand!
StrifeCro picked up an RB Cal from the Web Spinner, and oh, whoa, Amaz has quite a lot of options here. I mean,
Yeah, but the double mirror entity already in hand? That's like one of the worst possible things that can happen.
yeah, there's no mad scientist either, unfortunately for him. Like, a good thing there's no mad scientist at this point. Like, you might as well just get the secrets for free. But that Flame Waker with the coin, again, we mentioned that last time. It's one of the most important cards. It feels like there's very few matchups where that card is really important, and this is one of them.
Yeah, but look at that.
Yeah,
StrifeCro's board is practically
immune to one
immune
damage
to the
spells.
Flame Waker. Yeah, so it's like, why do I even care about that?
It depends if he picks up Arcane Missiles. I think that would change things a little bit. Now,
Well, he has Flame Cannon.
okay.
So this is not the turn yet. So let's say he would have to get a.
He could do it now though. It's not even that bad with the coin
Think
and
so?
the yeah. I don't dislike it too much. He just has to hit well. That's a completely awful hit. He still has a chance to recover from this. He picks up a Flame Leviathan. Wait, doesn't that show up when you get it from Unstable Portal?
I think it's when you draw it. I think the wording is when you draw.
Yeah, I
this
know it
card-
shows up, but the thing is, if I recall correctly, there was a bug where you could actually see it from Unstable Portal. By hovering over the unstable,
Oh,
it was
you mean
possible.
that?
Yeah, I think there's a glitch where
Oh, okay.
StrifeCro might know what's in Amaz's hand right now, getting picked up by unstable.
I didn't see his reaction on screen, so I bet that he didn't see that. Maybe the stealth mode fixed it, like they fixed the amount of time in the turn.
Right, maybe they did a stealth modification to it, so where now it's not broken. But you see, like the Flame Waker here, you said was pretty weak, and in fact, it didn't do anything. The hits were mediocre at best, and it didn't go anywhere. StrifeCro picked up the kill command to remove it. Again, Amaz still looking for arcane missiles.
He can play any big minion because it's gonna get wrecked by the freezing trap from the mad scientist. So this will be a really weak turn for him.
Yeah, and StrifeCro's got the high main to play on 6. Unless he wants to go Shredder Trap and kill the Mana Worm. I like that a lot. I think it's good enough.
I think this Mad Scientist into Mana Worm and then Haunted Creeper into Mana Worm and Savannah Hyman on board.
You think it's better than the Yeti plus Freezing Trap to return that 4/5?
Well, you will. Oh, he got the Snake Trap. Well, you can bluff it. So he will be bluffing the Freezing Trap anyway.
Yeah, the opponent still has to play around it. That's right.
Yeah. I forgot that StrifeCro is playing the Snake Trap, which actually lost him the game.
Last time, it actually gave his opponent more snakes. It was Firebat. Using that, he attacked with a minion, low attack minion, into one of StrifeCro's to spawn more snakes to get a better Unleash the Hounds, which actually gave him the win.
But
That was
not, it's
pretty
not even
intense.
that. The fact that the snake trap didn't do anything the whole game
Hmm.
because it was played around was the problem for StrifeCro, because then he had if he would get a freezing trap instead,
It would have been better, yeah.
the game would have been just way different from what we have seen yesterday.
All right,
So
so let's look at this game here. StrifeCro picked up a second high main. The board from Amaz, I mean, it's finally looking like something, but
yeah,
he
yeah,
still has
and
to
he has the
handle
mirror entity,
traps.
and he
Yeah.
has the mirror entity out, so um, you can't play the second Savannah, and you can't play even the Pilot Shutter.
Well, I
I would
guess you kind
say.
of want to at least, unless you just play it very slowly and you start killing him at the. You could play freezing trap. You could unleash,
What?
actually. You could attack into one of those and then unleash and freezing trap. You kill two
Mm-hmm.
minions and let the Yeti go back to its hand, and now Amaz is gonna have to deal with the high main.
Yeah, I was thinking he wants to play around Counterspell to kill the Yeti first. No, there's no way to kill it first. No, never mind. So yeah, he will trigger the mirror entity with his Pilot Shutter anyway. He has to do it at some point of the game.
Yeah, and it's probably one of the better deals. Not the best, but one of the better ones. And he's just going full on offensive here, knowing that Amaz has to
Wow.
have arcane missiles to do anything, or some kind of flame strike play, which he doesn't have at the moment. That Shredder could be good. Unstable Ghoul, ladies and gents. The dream is real.
So now he knows that Snake Trap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you care? It's gonna spawn one snake.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, this is the worst possible snake trap for StrifeCro. Well, one of the worst, not the worst, but let's just say there have been very few worse snake traps in history.
Yeah.
Explosive sheep! Oh my
Oh
god!
my god!
The pickup! I actually called it
No
just before I
way.
saw it and it came out. I can't believe this.
No way.
This is the dream for Amaz. Well, there's a shielded mini bot.
Wait. What?
Wait, he can actually just
He can attack into Savannah Highmane and ping the
the sheep. Yeah, and it just
to kill almost everything.
and then you could even flame cannon if you. Wow, I cannot believe this. That Shredder, man, that mirror entity costing StrifeCro the game, feeding the Shredder to Amaz, gave him the explosive sheep. This is unbelievable.
Insane. This is just insane. It's like the one ticket maybe out of this situation.
And he gets to play the Drake on the back end. That's what's really important here, if he wants to. Unless he's just going to go for the Flame Leviathan, and he
Nah, I
does.
think Leviathan is better because you need to secure that Manavim for next turn.
Oh, nice pickup here from StrifeCro, getting his Hunter's Mark to remove the 7/7. Amaz is not quite out of it yet, despite the sheep.
Yeah. The Hunter's Mark is now turning the tides again for StrifeCro. And it's funny because there's tides in his team too.
I haven't seen Tides much recently, to be honest. Like, he was supposed to play in the Vulcan League, and he kind of said, nah, never mind. I don't care about tourneys this year. So, turning the Tides. Wait. Oh, God. Oh, that freezing trap comes down. Again, Amaz needing to get the perfect answers. Even with the sheep, it still wasn't enough so far.
Yeah, it's definitely not enough. And now he can kill this Savannah with a lucky flame cannon, but that doesn't really change much. He's at 12 HP, right?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time before the Hunter is able to whittle down Amaz's remaining health. And interestingly enough, Tempo Mage is actually not that bad against Hunter, against a mid-range Hunter. It's just that the draws really didn't line up, and rather, I think StrifeCro's hand lined up perfectly.
Well, he had two Savannah's high mains,
Right.
two Savannah high mains, and Mad Scientist.
And double Creeper early as well, immuning him from the inevitable, Flame Waker turn that tries to remove jugglers and other small pesky things. That Creeper's just tanking the damage and not really getting punished too much by it. Well, that's game one in favor of StrifeCro with the Hunter deck now out. Considering this is a Conquest best of 5, again, I want to remind you that is the case. Conquest is a format for those who may not know yet, if you've not been watching too much Hearthstone. If you win with a deck, it's out, and you cannot reuse it. And you have to win with each of the deck that you bring. So StrifeCro now has to win with Mage and Rogue. Again, I wonder if we'll see new tournament systems crop up. Conquest's been around for a while now.
Yeah, I would like to see something new, but there's always an opening for the organizers to think of something themselves. Like, in my opinion, the Archon League has a really great tournament format because it's like a huge conquest with best of 11, but at the same time you see a lot of variants. So it's actually skill based, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe more skill based than the usual conquest. So because it's just way more games, and every single player that is playing in a team is high profile, so there's almost no difference in skill, I would say.
It's a minute one, if any. Alright, so StrifeCro here picking up his Rogue deck versus Amaz's Druid. Amaz here playing the MC Tech. I was talking about that with Frodan, I think, yesterday. I was saying MC Tech needs to make a comeback. And he was saying, hey, well, Druid still play it. And it makes a lot of sense. It's one of those things where Druid doesn't have the removal that it needs very often to handle
But
some bigger boards against like a Zoo deck or whatnot. That really helps them out.
I think the best example of the usefulness of the MC Tech is the patron matchup when you can actually steal a minion with charge.
Yeah, because
Whereas
it already has it, so
Yeah, because
can
the
use it.
Warsaw commander gives it permanently, not just this turn. So if
Yeah.
you steal it, then you have charge with it too.
Alright, so StrifeCro here with the Sap Eviscerate. He's got his prep ready, so... I mean, is it one thing to
Ooh.
say, though... Oh, wow, okay, so Amaz here with the Harrison Jones.
This will give him some fuel.
And it's very important,
That's actually
actually. It's very
that's actually not a bad drop from the Palette Shredder.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's
require
not
immediate
weak to-
answer.
Yeah, but it's even better because it doesn't die to the second wrap or hero power if that will be like a 4/1 minion, let's say one night cheat, and it's a great target for the Tinker Sharp Sword Master Oil, because it's still there. It will be always there.
And this is a nightmare. Like, if I'm in StrifeCro's position, that's just not good. Because when you look at it that way, it's not so much that you lost your weapon. I mean, that's a problem, but it's not that big of a deal. But the fact that the opponent got an Ancient of Lore, like a third one, is really the problem here.
And he doesn't even need it for like the draw. It might be actually used just for the healing effect now, like the additional ones.
Right.
What do you think about the Innervate Emperor this turn? How much are you? No, I don't think that's actually. You don't need the Emperor. It's like low impact to your hand.
I mean, he's almost going to get MC Tech value, but I don't know if I think he's got the information that MC Tech is in Amaz's deck, so I'm not sure how much StrifeCro will hope for that. Amaz will hope for that. Like, he might know that
he attacked with his Shade on turn 6.
Yeah, get sapped. It's
Oh wait, never mind. It's sap is for 7 now. Yeah, good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, it's a 7 attack minion.
No. I mean that the sap costs 7 now, so it can be fit into the Strifer's turn. So great attack by Amaz. My mistake here.
Yeah, no, there's no reason to play it next turn. Is the thing. Like, if you unstealth it now, you're guaranteed some damage. If you did it a bit later, you possibly would not.
Yeah, that's clear my mistake with counting mana. So.
All right, so what's your play here? Do you just go ahead and try to kill that 7/7 at all costs and face tank a little bit?
No, that's nice. You can throw the daggers.
All right, so he's gonna end up taking out the Shade with all his resources. Again, very close to enabling the MC Tech from Amaz.
Amaz needs a Hungry Dragon here.
Oh man, imagine that. Imagine that. That turns 7 dragon into MC Tech. That's another card that really didn't impact the meta nearly as much as I hoped it would. Again, it's just going to show that until you've actually played with the cards, it doesn't say much.
If it would have an effect, spawn a zombie chow to your opponent, it would actually be playable, I think. Like always zombie chow. Then the control decks would actually play that. But in this situation, when it's a random 1-drop, no, sorry. No can do. The card is awful, at least for now. Sap of Ancient of Lore, that's
got to feel a little weird. That's got to feel a little weird. And he's going to enable the MC Tech. Oh no.
Will he? He uses Devastrate. Oh, no respect for MC Tech. And I bet he sold it yesterday.
That's a good rap song. No respect for MC Tech. I'm liking where you're going with this, Lothar. I like that line.
MC Tech.
Oh god. And mind control tech comes down, stealing the egg.
The egg. I was sure that would be the outcome. It's not exactly that bad if it would have charged this turn, but
Oh,
without
use
charge,
that
it's useless.
savage roar, man. Use the next
Yeah,
turn
yeah.
savage roar. Or you can you swipe it, or is it, no? It's only enemy minions.
No, I was one match. I was trying to say, like, I don't know, 1 year ago. I was trying to swipe my own Sylvanas.
How did that go? Artosis mode.
Yeah, well, it was actually not broadcasted, so you know.
Okay, you're fine. Nobody will remember
Yeah,
it.
it's fine. It's fine.
You will live down the infamy. Fan of knives with a trade from Steam Wheel Sniper. You know, it's real unfortunate that Steam Wheel Sniper doesn't apply to just about anyone else.
Mm,
I guess you've
Yeah,
got to make
right.
the trade, right?
well, you do. I think you do.
Yeah, the 2/2 has to go.
You can't use the blade flurry like at all without a spell power, at least. And you can,
And you're gonna put up the egg
Yeah,
if you do, and then
exactly.
trade your entire board into it just to get rid of the 4/4. That doesn't look like
that's like
something I want to do.
awful.
Keeper of the Grove plus Savage Roar. Does that take care of the entire board? I'm pretty sure it does, since you can hero power on the back end. So that's pretty much. It's not gonna kill the 3/2, but it's definitely gonna kill the Vow Teacher. Actually, no, you're like I was right. That's actually gonna take care of the board because you can kill the 3/2. It has just enough health to die to the Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
So Amaz in a commanding position here. StrifeCro needs to pick up a sprint off the top, and that is not it. A little bit of card draw,
Well,
at
you can
least.
still get it.
Yeah, it's not over.
You can still
but-
get it, but he will be really low after this turn. And there's the sprints. Look at that.
That's convenient.
Yeah. So, but he used the backsteps. He didn't use any backstep yet, and those will be useless this turn. Actually, he didn't draw it yet. Well, okay.
Well, he's got the Blade Flurry, and all the minions are lower on health than they need to be to survive a Blade Flurry here.
Yeah, but there's the. Oh no, he used the Savage Roar. Yeah, never mind. Emperor and Pilot Shredder, you go phase. Next turn, you have 1 mana Wild Growth to draw for that second Savage Roar, what you need to finish the game if your board dies.
Yeah, if your boy dies. I think that's a big if. But yeah, that's how Amaz is looking at it. Again, we know StrifeCro is in a bit of a tough spot.
He would have to kill the Pilot Shredder.
So Deadly Poison.
That's not looking too good.
I mean, you almost have to Deadly Tinkers, attack the Shredder, and then Blade Flurry, but then you're dead to so many things, including Force of Nature with hero power. So I think he's going to have to draw and hope that he finds some kind of prep play
Backstab?
here.
You know, backstab would be okay.
Right. Well, that's not it.
Yeah, backstab is not enough. I mean, this is not enough at all. Wow, this is looking really grim. Like, he has to attack face and hope for a 0 attack minion.
He's hoping for a almost nothing. Like, he can't tank the damage from the Emperor.
Well, he
most
is
of the
not.
time.
Yeah, exactly. So he's not even killing the Emperor.
Oh, that's going to be game. Force of Nature here going to go out from Amaz, just taking it. So that Nerubian Egg didn't play that small of a role after all for Amaz. I mean, it did give him an extra 4/4 and the ability to kill a Violet Teacher with a Savage Roar. So that Nerubian Egg, unfortunately for StrifeCro, not exactly useful for him.
I bet that Amaz would rather get a free instead of an egg, because there was almost no position when Amaz would have popped the egg, like at all. So it still would have been a 0/2, and that's it.
Well, Amaz went with a Druid, so he's got Warlock and Mage. We're being told, by the way, by the admin, the StrifeCro has a total of 2 hours of sleep in his system right now, so I don't have to tell you how much that would play into your ability to play Hearthstone optimally. I know I couldn't pull it off, but...
Why did he sleep on 2 hours? Like, the professional athletes have to sleep like 7 hours at least.
Yeah, dude,
each day.
those e-athletes, man.
Yeah.
Electronic sports, this is... Yeah.
Well, we're making jokes here, but we all know
it does
that
take some prep. I mean, it's real.
Yeah, you have to get really you have to be well rested and prepared for your match. So taking the necessary sleep is actually very important.
Yeah,
And
squats, oats, and
applies
pillows.
to everything.
Right?
Yeah.
Squats, oats, and pillows.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy routine right there. So Amaz here playing his rogue, his warlock, sorry, Zoo Warlock versus StrifeCro's rogue. So StrifeCro sticks to his guns. This is a pretty coin flippy matchup. The rogue can pull it off with a good blade flurry. Very often it'll give it back. So let's see what StrifeCro's hand is like, because right now we can't figure out what his thought process might be.
But Amaz this time has the coin, and this is a huge issue for the rogue.
Yeah, but StrifeCro's got the sap and the deadly poison. Sap can be good when your opponent is forced to play a Void Caller on a turn like this. Actually, this is pretty much the best sap you could get.
No, I don't think so. You almost always want to keep your sap
For the
Mal'Ganis after Void Caller, and well, he has to go for it anyway. Like
yeah, his
you're
options are
actually right.
limited.
Yeah. Never mind. Me. This is the turn when you actually have to play sap. Oh, maybe not.
Lothar lied, and Noxious lied. Alright, turns out he's gonna try to play the... The thing is that Vile Teacher is very often just dead. Like, you know for a fact that it's mostly gonna die.
Yeah, the problem is that now you give your opponent the trade.
Yeah, he's getting
And
the trade most of the time in a position like this. Like, whether it's
Yes.
Implosion, or it's gonna be a buff on the Egg, plus the Void Terror, like a Defensive Argus would allow them to both trade into the Void, the Vile Teacher, and then he also has the 4/4, or Abusive Sergeant. Like 1,000 outs here that give Amaz a good trade on the teacher.
That's true. Oh, that's an unfortunate draw, I would say. You have to play it now. 'Cause you can't allow the Void Caller to spawn
An imp?
Void-
Well, doesn't
an
matter. It's fine. You're not taking the damage. You've already got a really sick board at the moment. I'm not too worried for StrifeCro here if he picks up a Blade Flurry, but until he does, I have to say this is a bit tricky. If the imp comes out... Oh,
No, he's just sapping it.
I was expecting Sap SI, but he's going to opt to kill the Nerubian instead. I like this. I really like this. He's going to try to just set up a kill on the Nerubian to make sure that his tempo on the board is going to be meaningful.
Double Flame Imps.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is the turn when you play Implosion, because you don't want to get a AoE effect on a bigger board than just Implosions. So Implosion is the best here, even off curve.
It's curving not so badly. Like, it's not amazing, but it's not curving that poorly, and it hit for only 2. So the minimal amount.
Because it's not forcing your opponent to actually use the AoE.
Oh, man. And StrifeCro picking up the second SI to deal with that Flame Imp. And now Amaz with no way to kill that 3/3 unless he sacrifices one of the imps. So that's giving him... I mean, that's pretty solid. I mean, those 2 1/1s aren't that big of a problem. Oh, never mind. Curve was met with another 1-drop, making this even more annoying.
I don't think you dropped the Voidwalker, just drop a Flame Imp. Like, you see your opponent having free attack on the dagger. I don't know. Maybe he's just playing around the Blade Flurry face attack. This might be logical.
Double Tinkers could take this anytime if he ever picks up a Flurry. And a South Sea deckhand, let's say, off of a sprint. This could be the case, but...
Tap turn, I would say. Because if you get a bigger minion, like a Doomguard or Mal'Ganis in your hand, then you can play the Void Caller and the Flame Imp, sacrifice your Void Caller and get it on board. That's also a good draw. You want to sacrifice your little minions anyway, so you can just attack.
Yeah, you really don't need them.
Yeah.
Man Addict,
Oh!
yeah, this has to die.
Yeah, this has to die immediately.
Banana Brawl taught me that.
Nice one.
You would be surprised how many times you die in Banana Brawl because of Man Addict.
That's a sweet move. And actually, that's the outcome that StrifeCro wanted to see, to save the second Void Caller, you know? I mean, for Amaz. Amaz wanted the Flame Imp now out instead of the Void Caller. Because he can draw still a bigger demon.
That's going to be more relevant, yeah. I could see that. Now, StrifeCro again is forced to find an answer to this. He's got, again, the double Tinker, so it's not looking too bad. If he can just pick up a Blade Flurry, Such a pain.
No. Look
Oh,
at that
wow.
turn! Oh my god, that's what I was talking about.
This is almost perfect. There's a chance it
Wow.
backfires if StrifeCro picks up exactly what he needs, and the prep is not quite it. I mean,
I
prep
think
is
he
the
will
first
kill
step.
it.
Do you just...
I think he wants to kill the Void Caller, because he knows that there are little chances of drawing new demons. But still, this is turn 8, so even if the Void Caller will spawn a Void there, the Mal'Ganis will just be put down on the board. He has to save those cards. Wow.
I think he's just gonna try to set up a sick play on the following turn. He's gonna start pushing phase damage very soon.
But this might be the end right now.
Let it be.
So what do? Here? You can just play Mal'Ganis and attack for +4, or you can kill your Void Caller and still play Dr. Boom on the top of that. And tap too.
Oh yeah, you won't have enough mana for Dr. Boom.
Oh yeah, right. I'm talking about. No, never mind.
Yeah. Oh, do you just implode because you can? It's
All
like,
minions?
why not? Let's just get more little 1/1s. I mean, you're still afraid of Blade Flurry, sort of. Not
Yeah.
really, but somewhat, right? Let's be honest. I mean, StrifeCro has one out. Oh god, he's gonna implode his own.
He's going for
Void
it.
You know, I'm loving this. This is beautiful. So if it hits for 2, it's probably the best outcome, and it is 2. Wow.
To be honest, I didn't like that implosion, but sure. Because it's lethal almost every time with just those 3 minions on board, and if he has Blade Flurry, just lost the implosion.
Well, the
But
good thing about... Oh, it doesn't really matter all that
anyway,
much
yeah.
very often. So Amaz is going to take it up 2-1 over StrifeCro with a Zoo Warlock. Now, we know he's got his Tempo Mage, and his Tempo Mage hasn't done too well so far. He's going to be going up against 2 decks from StrifeCro, the Rogue and the Mage. Again, mid-range. I don't know what type of Mage that is from StrifeCro. I'm not sure I've seen it since he lost 3-1 against Firebat earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like... well, it could be Grinder Mage. I wouldn't be surprised. StrifeCro's deck, Grinder Mage, he loves playing it. He knows that it's not quite tier 1.
Did we see it? Like already?
I don't remember.
I'm not sure we saw it.
Did we? Well, from
What I remember is the fact that Amaz lost his whole match because of the Tempo Mage. That's what I remember.
Yeah, Tempo Mage was the weak link in Amaz's lineup. Now, we'll have to see if StrifeCro's Rogue can take it up against his Mage. StrifeCro really wants to nail the win with that Rogue.
Mirror Image 10-1. Wow.
Banana Brawl. I keep going back to that. Oh, man. I'll never stop.
Toshli, a good pick. Well, good pickup for Antonidus, but this is far away. The Mad Scientist though is great, but it's actually
it's not.
It's actually a great response to coin agent, because the dice gets you the mirror entity out immediately.
Yeah, basically it trades. It's gonna spawn the 3/3 right away, because the way it works is the combo happens before the SI7 hits the board, and so the 2 damage is dealt to the Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist then summons the secret, and then the 3/3 hits the board, and then the 3/3 gets copied. It's a little wonky sometimes for a lot of new players, but I think a lot of people have seen this enough at this point. They know to expect it.
And Scriven doesn't fall into that. He wants to play next turn a Plateau Shredder. That would be my guess. Double Unstable Portals. Well, those are 2 Harrison Jones.
Just 1 Harrison Jones would be enough to really tilt the game a bit. So
okay, so Harrison Jones and Ooze.
Yeah, you know what? That'd be good.
I bet you love.
Or Lotheb.
Oh yeah, that's even better.
Yeah.
For 2 mana, sure, why not?
Sounds balanced. Sounds super balanced. So before the Meritity fell down, he played the Plateau Shredder to make sure nothing went wrong, and he picked up a
Mech Warper.
That's not too bad, I guess, but now that it's gone, it doesn't matter. It's just like an average 2/3 in this deck. Doesn't really make a big difference, and StrifeCro is going to be able to play his South Sea deckhand, triggering the Mirror Entity. So again, a pretty decent board for him. That's pretty much the optimal outcome for him.
Yeah, definitely. Spawning a 2/1 from the Mirror Entity is what you want to get.
Alright, so we've got Mad Scientist number 2 falling down to trigger ideally the second Mirror Entity. Or to spawn
He has to get that. he has to set up the mad scientist as soon as possible to increase the quality of the draws.
Yeah,
So
to
it's very important.
to thin the deck and make sure that
Yeah.
he's not gonna run into those secrets off the top.
Exactly.
You really don't want to be playing those for 3 when you can get them for free.
And also, you don't want to clog your hand like with an useless card that you could have just got for free. So you gotta. It's basically more important than you even think about it, because it's about you don't lose a whole draw, a whole turn.
Yeah, doing nothing. It's like
Yeah.
your draw is skipped. You're gonna play it eventually.
Exactly.
Then again, I mean, in Hunter and the Freeze Mage, that can be super interesting. Just getting the second Ice Barrier in your hand so you can guarantee to get it. Again, it depends on the matchup you're playing. So he's basically got the clear here with Backstab, SI, and Eviscerate if he wants it. And
I
unless
think you do.
Amaz is playing some kind of wonky AoE version of Tempo Mage with Flame Strike, that's usually a great play from StrifeCro's perspective. Alright, so Dashley goes down. He's got the taunt. He's got 2 taunts, actually. Wow. No time to play the Unstable Portals, but that Flame Waker is looking pretty tempting.
Well, how much spells he can play? 4,
Would you
right?
play it
No,
now?
2. 3 spells, right?
Yeah.
Unstable Portal, double
Yeah.
taunt. Well, it's actually useful if you get something that you can play out of the portal, so a free drop or less.
Yeah.
So let's say he gets I don't know what's good for free drop.
That
let's
you want. I guess
say-
I almost want to take a Wolf Rider here. Like that would probably be
That's a
a
good
pretty good
point.
card at this point.
What about second Flame Waker?
That would break the game. That would actually be completely insane if you got that.
Mm-hmm. And what else?
Yeah, I'm getting a bit of a technical glitch here.
Yeah.
Can't see the screen at the moment. All right,
Okay,
we're
now
back. And what did he find off that Unstable Portal? He did not play the Flame Waker. He just went for Unstable, picked up an Ogre. That was a pretty dull turn from Amaz. Actually,
Well, now it will be punished by that because that Loto will just seal the deal.
yeah, that's going to stop Amaz from playing anything. Again, I still get the feeling that deck is the weakest in his lineup.
Yeah,
I just get
but
that
this
weird
time-
feeling.
This time it's because he didn't play the Flame Waker that turn. Like that was the turn when you want to play the Flame Waker. You have 3 spells. That's 6 damage. You have to go for it.
I thought it was going to be good enough.
Yeah.
Even if you take out only the 1 minion, it's very often fine. Well, I guess
Now you lose the game. Yeah.
there's really nothing he can do. He can't. He could taunt up for 6. I mean, Mana Worm, Sorcerer Apprentice, taunt up.
Mm-hmm. And still lose.
I mean, of course, we know the. He's not dead on board from his perspective if he does that, but we know what StrifeCro's holding. Okay, so he's got a counterspell there. We have to assume, right?
Yeah, like this is the third secret, unless it's Spellbender. By the way, I love the Spellbender. I really love it.
It's basically the surprise secret. Nobody expects it. When you play counter spells, people know what to expect, sort of. And then when they try a spell, a random spell, and it doesn't get countered, they assume you're just not playing,
Yeah.
any spell affecting secrets. But it turns out you might be playing Spellbender.
And then they play a PO on their minion to finish you off, and they're like, "Uh-oh,
Yeah, you
I just
gave them
lost
5
4
attack
damage."
minion. Yeah. So it's gonna be another game for StrifeCro here, equalizing the series 2-2. It's gonna come down to a Mage versus Mage if StrifeCro is playing Echo Mage, which I would love to see. Then that's going to be a sick matchup for him. Or if he's playing even Freeze Mage, it's a pretty good matchup. So we'll see what StrifeCro brought. As I said, I don't remember what he brought. I don't remember seeing it at all.
I think we didn't see it at all.
Yeah, he just sticks to his guns and goes with one deck until the very end. And on the first day, that didn't pay off against Firebat, so we didn't get to see the entire lineup. And it's looking like a Freeze Mage based on the Pyroblast.
Yeah. Well, do you remember the times when Pyroblast and Ice Blocks were staple and aggro mage?
Yeah, there was a time where I think Titular Celestial made that like an archetype for a while. Was that him? I remember there was like a Chinese mage aggro that just became...
I'm talking about beta, like the aggro mage with 8 mana Pyroblast, 2 Ice Blocks. That was like the most OP deck ever.
I don't remember the Ice Blocks in that variant. I just remember the Sorcerer Apprentice spam. Yeah, and
That would
it
be a
it
different
actually
metagame.
it might actually just be Echo Mage based on the heal bot. Then again, we saw Pyro, so it's probably not Echo. Heal bot's
But
always
no.
played as a like one of in freeze anyway.
Hmm. Well, this is like an awkward turn. I always think about maybe I should play the Doomsayer, but then you remember the fact that you're playing against a Tempo Mage with mirror entities. So the Doomsayers are like the best card in your deck now.
Yeah, well, which is why the deck, like any type of freeze mage or echo mage, is so good against Amaz because it's basically nullifying those mad scientists.
Yep, it's very true. So, as a Maz, you just want to draw your Antonidas, I think.
I mean, it's the only way you're really going to be able to push enough damage to get him out of the game as fast. I mean, that's the way.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cheesy move, right? That's the way you win with
Yeah.
those decks against a freeze mage. It's like, hey, I have Archmage. How are you today? And it's like fireball, 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 fireball. That was, by the way, I want to point out this unstable portal was actually disgusting. Like, I didn't really mention that, but getting a powdered shredder out of an unstable portal is pretty sick.
Yeah, that's true. I actually ignored that fact. Sorry.
It's just like one of the better outcomes. At 1 mana, a shredder, that seems like a really cheap deal.
Well, a 3 mana, 2 cards from 1 seems like a good deal to me.
Yeah.
Hmm. I think you can still afford just to play the second Acolyte. Or you want to save it for a ping? What do you think? Because you can always, if you set up the Mad Scientist on 1 HP, you can always ping it and then play your Doomsayer.
And I think he's not worried just because he knows he's got that secret out whenever he wants. Oh, 1 Merit T is in Amaz's hand, though, thinning the possibilities that it is going to be exactly that.
Imagine if there would be like okay, StrifeCro wants to kill the Mad Scientist. He kills it. A secret is being spawned. Doomsayer is being played for the mirror entity. And then it's counterspell.
Yeah, it might be. That's the thing. Like, we know Amaz has 3 secrets, right?
Yeah.
So it could be counterspell that comes out. Although it wasn't that last time, because he played Deadly Poison and it didn't get countered. Right? Unless I'm mistaken. Like last game, the Rogue played Deadly Poison at the very end, and there was no counterspell.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I actually ignored that fact.
Was it duplicate? I don't think so. Maybe we just missed the
Maybe
second
it
rare
was.
entity. Alright, so he's got the Finicky Cloak Field. Again, if he picks up Archmage Antonidas, the balance will be had.
Ooh, he played the mirror entity out.
So he wants to guarantee that his mad scientist will get... I don't know. That is so... I mean, I guess at some point you've got to go all in
Mm-hmm.
and hope things work out.
So the Doomsayer will be triggered now with the mirror entity, making it instantly accessible with the I mean the effect will go off instantly at the
Yeah.
end of the turn.
And I think ultimately Amaz is somewhat okay with it because he's got the Shredder, and the Mad Scientist will also replace the secret slot, whatever it is.
So-
oh my
Oh
god!
my god!
Amazing pickup here for Amaz with that 4/5 that does nothing but tank AOE damage, and also
Amazing, really
yeah,
amazing.
It's just crazy.
Well, by the way, we have to introduce a card to Hearthstone, which is like an ancient watcher for AOEs. So it does nothing. It has a huge amount of HP, but then
All the damage is redirected.
All damage,
to it?
yeah, all the damage is redirected to it. That would be really fun to see.
Well, StrifeCro played Doomsayers directly into the 2 Meritides back to back, which means at this point, if he wants to wipe the board, it's going to have to be done on his own with his own spells.
Well, with a Flamesword and a Blizzard and a Frost Nova,
Shouldn't be an
I think
issue.
That's okay.
Yeah. So pink face, pretty slow play. I mean, StrifeCro's position is very dominant. Amaz is probably looking at this and thinking to himself, I've got to pick up better mid-game minions. He needs to find his own shredders, mechanical yetis right now. He needs to pick up the big stuff, and Archmage Antonidas, needless to say. He finds a yeti, so that's already a good first step.
He's still he's looking for the Antonidas, as I said, and it's actually the only thing he I think that's the only thing that can help him win this game. Otherwise, he will just stop in his tracks, like every single turn from this one.
Yeah, every
He will
single
not deal
move he'll
damage.
try. Exactly, every single move he'll make will be punished by StrifeCro. And again, Amaz sees the heal bot falling. He knows that the win is looking further and further away, and it really looks to be the case that Amaz's Tempo Mage is just the worst thing he could have brought here. Every single match he's played with it hasn't really gone well.
I had the same impression about the deck in general. I mean, not the exact deck as Amaz plays, but in general, Tempo Mage on ladder seems like a waste of time, you know? Unless it's just rolls
So you
out
feel
of the
you feel
card
it's
draw.
too you feel it's too gimmicky basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I could see that.
Well, he got 4 damage this turn, but that's like a
Oh.
half ice barrier.
He actually gave his opponent 4 health.
Yeah. Alex Straza now in GG.
Come on, don't jinx it. I think he's just gonna get the perfect Nova into the perfect Emperor.
Yeah,
It's
that's
only
okay.
that.
That's fine too, you know?
It's only that.
2 turns of Emperor, and we have a pre-nerf Pyroblast in hand.
You know what? StrifeCro has 2 hours of sleep in his system, but doesn't quite look like it.
And look at that, he has a pre-nerf Blizzard too. 2 damage is being blazed to the Amaz's to StrifeCro's face.
Well, StrifeCro's super worried here about this this board
Flame
because he
Waker, yeah.
absolutely has no answer.
The Flame Strike is not looming at all.
No, and the Blizzard is also not looming at all.
Oh!
Never mind. Okay, I guess he's just gonna go for the 1-2 punch. Still can't do it this turn, but you know.
I think Blizzard is better this turn.
I kind of just like Nova-ing. Like, you can just Nova and wait. Then again, he might want to keep the Nova to set up the counterspell if there's an... Alright, so you know what? There was no counterspell in Amaz's deck. We just missed the second Mare Entity the last game. It just didn't show up at all.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
Turns out, all along, it was a mistake. And Amaz, not stealthing out the Dr. Boom, realizes it would probably do nothing. And StrifeCro with the Alex Straza, unless Amaz is playing some form of healing, which again, it's been seen before. It's just very unlikely that he has it. He's going to just die next turn, or over the course of the next 2 turns.
Well, those were some weak bombs, I would say.
Yeah, the weakest possible. Or along
Second
those
spare
lines.
part. 7 to the face, but it's still like the miles away from closing the game, and this should be lethal, right? No, there's 1 fireball. 1 fireball, double.
I think it's very easy to fireball and Nova, and then you finish it off. Unless, like, what could you be afraid of at this point? Because fireball
don't
will
think
seal the
there's
game with
anything.
Fire Blast next turn. Like, it's very simple for StrifeCro here. Freeze the board with either of your 2 freezing spells, and then throw some damage to the face with a Frostbolt and the Fireball. Then very often here, you've just got the win.
Arcane Intellect into...
A heal bot would
Ice
be
block.
sick. Oh,
Oh.
The last card.
Kinda too late.
yeah. Maz is going to hope that StrifeCro doesn't have it, but we know that StrifeCro does. So StrifeCro is going to take the series. This was actually, again, a back and forth, but Tempo Mage from Amaz is not paying off at all so far in the event.
Yeah.
And that means he's actually out of the loser's bracket.
He's
And
out
that
and
is it.
StrifeCro is still in. And congrats to StrifeCro. He made the first little step for Cloud9 here to be, you know, in the second stage of loser's bracket.
It can be
That
done.
doesn't-
He can do it. It's going to take a lot of work for him to get back into the finals, but it can be done. He's beaten Moz, so now he's going to be moving on to whoever wins the next loser's bracket match. And it's going to be between Thijs and Orange. Again, we're going to be casting those players very shortly. We saw them play just recently, earlier this week. They're going to be playing the same decks, we've been told. Some of the losses were really unfortunate. You know, draws didn't really work out. Some slight plays that might have been made differently. But they're going to have a chance to move on to the next fight. And they're going to be facing off against StrifeCro. So again, even if they win this match, whether Orange or Thijs does, they're still not out of it. And it's also important to say that if Orange wins this, it also gives Team Archon another, you know, presence in the tournament at this point. Whereas if they've already got Firebat, but if they get Orange through, that's going to be again another big deal for them.
Well, you know, if Orange will Thijs will win, then they will face against Life Control Colento. That's how it works. StrifeCro will be facing off Lost of a Firebird, so still not a walk in the park, I would say.
Yeah, it's gonna be they're all gonna have like all those players are super good, so either way it doesn't really matter who you face off against. It's gonna be a challenge, but at least you've got almost perfect information. Although from StrifeCro playing into the MC Tech, I get the feeling he just didn't study it, or did it just? I think it showed up as well. We saw it before.
I think it's just the taking the risk here. Like he was like, okay, I need to play the card, even if it's into a mind control tech, just because I want to win as soon as possible. So it was like a risky move, and it didn't pay off.
Yeah,
So.
well, I mean, at the
Well, he
very
still
end,
won. So, but yeah.
yeah, he still won the entire series, but that was like a small risky move. Then again, all those players have the perfect info and they know what to do with it. So we'll be taking a short break, guys, and we'll be casting Theiss versus Orange after the break. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.